Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Cinco Symposium. All right now we got the Twitter hearings that are going on, and we got some information coming out, and it's pretty great. We got Yoel Roth talking about the fact of restricting, as Ian Miles Chong puts it here, restricting free speech is good for free speech. The idea that you're helping other people be able to speak by censoring others is insane to me. We're going to listen to that, and we're going to listen to some other testimony that's happening. Before we get into that, please hit that like button, share the video, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about these issues that I'm going over and what we're discussing. All right, so let's listen to what Yoel Roth has to say.
The speech of a small number of abusive users drive away countless others. Unrestricted free speech, paradoxically, results in less speech, not more. And it was our job in Trust and Safety to try to strike an appropriate balance. But the importance of this work goes far beyond Twitter's business prospects and into the realm of national security.
Well, so what he's saying right there, because some people may be offensive or may be loud and boisterous or maybe, harassing, so much which, there's a block button, there's a mute button. There's all these sorts of things, but the fact that someone might be on the other end of the Twitter sphere than you, and that offends you, so it's causing people to talk less because they can't control their own emotions and because they're upset. That we're just, instead of letting them deal with it and learn how to be an adult, and learn how to deal with people disagreeing with them, or even, God forbid, making fun of them, then we just got to shut the other side down, because that's the only way to preserve free speech, is by shutting down the people who we see fit.
In 2017, I led the team at Twitter that uncovered significant interference in an American election by agents of the Russian government. Their mission was to stoke culture war issues on social media to try to further divide Americans. My team and I exposed hundreds of thousands of these accounts, from Russia, but also from Iran, China, and beyond. It's a concern with these foreign interference campaigns that informed Twitter's approach to the Hunter Biden laptop story. In 2020, Twitter noticed activity related to the laptop that, at first glance, bore a lot of similarities to the 2016 Russian hack and leak operation targeting the DNC.
All right, and so as we know with the Hunter Biden stuff and the things that have been leaked by Elon, they were literally there's emails back and forth between people going hey, this actually doesn't meet the criteria for the hacked reasons that we should, ban accounts or to keep it from something being spread. It didn't meet that. They flat out admitted from the Twitter leaks that no, this really doesn't meet those guidelines, but go ahead and do it anyway. We're going to shut this story down because, we can't we don't like the idea of a laptop from Hunter Biden getting out there showing all the corruption and all the evil things that are going on behind the scenes. So we're going to pick the stories as Twitter executives. We're the betters that know the truth. And instead of it just being a platform where people can get on and discuss things that are going on, ideas, we're going to control the narrative. We're going to control what is allowed to be said or not.
And we have to decide what to do. And in that moment, with limited information, Twitter made a mistake. Under the distribution of hacked material policy, the company decided to prevent links to the New York Post stories about the laptop from being shared across the service.
We're going to block the story we don't want to get out.
It's clear that in my judgment at the time, Twitter should not have taken action to block the New York Post's reporting.
All right, so right there, he admits it. And that's the problem. That goes against everything that he's trying to say. It doesn't matter what your intentions are, so everybody can be nice, whatever. The idea of trying to control free speech is so heinously stupid, because that's it. You're going to, if you don't allow things to be said, you're going to, even with the best intentions, you're going to screw up and make a mistake. I don't think it was a mistake. It was deliberate. They didn't want the story to get out. They knew that it was true, and they didn't want it to get out. And so they banned it. They banned accounts. They kept people from sharing it. This is the problem. It's not about free speech. It's about controlling speech. And every argument that he's going to make that, we want free speech on this platform. No, you killed it. You didn't want free speech. And even if you did, you still screwed up, and you screwed up so bad, you let one of the biggest stories that a lot of people that polled on it would have changed their votes had they known about this story prior to the 2020 election. That it goes on in another video where we discuss like, okay, we're worried about interference in our elections and things like that because hundreds of thousands of other accounts from all over the world are, saying stuff that go against what we want to hear. But so, we can't allow people to be saying this stuff. But yet, these Twitter execs were allowing was the FBI to pay Twitter $3.4 million. Taxpayer funds. We're paying for our own censorship. And then, according to the poll, that's what I was discussing just a minute ago, 53% of Americans made aware of the Hunter Biden laptop story would have changed their vote in 2020. There was a poll done where a huge number of people said, oh crap, I didn't hear about that. And you didn't hear about it because Twitter and everybody else purposely banned people that were talking about it or sharing the video, and they kept the video from being shared. They didn't let the story go out. They would not let the the New York Post's story about the Hunter Biden laptop out. They controlled the narrative and therefore interfered with the elections, which they were just talking about trying to save.
The Twitter files are just the tip of the iceberg because there's so much more.
So nuts.
There's a corrupt revolving door at the highest levels between the FBI and Twitter. Look no further than Jim Baker, former general counsel at the FBI who helped unlawfully investigate Donald Trump in the 2016 election. Or look at Jim Comey's deputy chief of staff, who became the director of strategy at Twitter. Isn't it true, according to the Twitter files, that there were so many FBI officials who then went to work at Twitter that created their own Slack channel and crib sheet for onboarding? The Twitter files confirm that, correct?
Correct.
Are you aware, as the American
Corruption.
people are aware, that according to polling, of the people that were made aware of the Hunter Biden laptop story, 53% would have changed their vote, including 61% of Democrats. This is the definition of election meddling, and it's the definition of election meddling by the FBI on behalf of Democrats, paid for by the U.S. taxpayers. It's collusion, it's corruption, and it's unconstitutional.
Damn straight it is. Yoel Roth talked about, hundreds of thousands of accounts from all over the world are discussing things that we don't like or pushing things against the, Democrat members, so we have to control it. And, we have to control stories that come out. They literally, Twitter was paid by our federal government to keep the story silent, to have people working within, and it's just as she said, it's corruption. You want to have free speech? Then have free speech. If you want free speech, have free speech. You don't get to control it. You don't get to say what is hate speech. You don't get to say what story is real or not. If you want free speech, you don't get to control that. You're a platform. Let people talk. Let people share their ideas. If they're good ideas, then they'll spread and they'll work. If they're bad ideas, they won't. You trying to control it is absolutely, it's telling the people, no, we know better than you what to do with information. You can't critically think. You can't decide for yourself, so we're going to tell you what's happening. And then it turns out it's completely wrong, and people were fooled. And how some people still go along with this, I don't know. Twitter was absolutely corrupt. And our federal government, the FBI, paying $3.4 million of our tax money to influence us in a way that the Democrats wanted. To shut down a story that was true, that they were banning accounts from talking about it, that they were shutting people down. They couldn't share the link. They couldn't share the story. And this is exactly what YouTube's doing with anything regarding COVID-19. This is what Google's doing in their algorithms. It's happening all right in front of us. It's not just Twitter. All we know is about Twitter because Elon bought it and then opened up everything where we can see it. And we're still learning stuff every single day. It's a mess. But this is what's happening with our federal government. It's not a private company whenever the federal government's giving them money and they are censoring people on behalf of one side of the federal government. It's absolute corruption. It's absolute total corruption, and it's such bullshit. They are feeding us lies and they're controlling what we say. Man, it irks me down to my soul. This pisses me off. And I want to see something happen. I want to see these people arrested. I want to see the people that did this from the FBI arrested. They fundamentally engaged in corrupt activity. They suppress people's freedom of speech. like they actively worked against people's freedom of speech, against their constitutional rights, that should be jail time. I mean, do you disagree? If the federal government comes in and stops people from being able to talk, would you say that that's not corruption and that needs to be, that people that do that need to be held accountable? I don't know. I want to see something actually happen from this. I'm glad this stuff is being brought to light. I'm glad Elon bought Twitter and put it out there. I want to see something happen. I want to see results. Let me know what you guys think. Please hit that please hit the like button if you like the video. And until next time, y'all have a wonderful day.